back to our Emanate Summer Sessions. I'm Hannah and tonight I am here with Tim, over there, and in case you couldn't tell, and you might be called Tim.
I could pull off being called Tim, I think. So.
Yeah, well, a Talitha, I don't know. But we are all here and we have brought some items that we think represent us. Tim, which one is yours?
Mine is this book up here. I'm not an Alan Titchmarsh fan. The book is there because it's gardening and growing your own vegetables, and that's a big thing that I like to do.
What's the best thing you've ever grown?
I just love growing tomatoes. Fresh tomatoes, amazing.
Classic, nice. And Tilly, which one is yours?
I brought the book there, Children of Blood and Bone. It is a class book. And I'm dyslexic, so I started off not really liking reading, but I'm very much into it now, and that's a good book to start on, I think. The other thing I bought, which I don't know whether to be proud of or not, is a scarf that I knitted. It's a bit lame, but like I did it and I achieved it, so that's just to show that I am competent at things.
And the catwalk videos of those later.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I bought the hot chocolate. I think hot chocolate should be a personal staple in everyone's diet. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, classic.
That's fair.
I'm a snob, have it with milk. Would love just a whole bar melted in, but that's me. I also wanted to bring my dog, but you know, COVID and she doesn't understand social distancing, so
Maybe not, yeah.
yeah.
Good shepherd.
Maybe another time. But to start, we are going to play a game. So I'm going to hand over to our games master, John. Give him a welcome.
Yes,
Hello,
Games
John.
Master back in the house, yes.
Ooh.
Here I am, and got things.
Oh, how exciting.
Yes.
What does this mean?
Are we ready? This means, well, I'm not going to shave you, don't worry. Not to worry. So, today's game is Truth or Lie. So, I've asked you guys to think of a few things about yourself, so we'll get to know you a little bit. So, I'll start off with Tim, and you'll come to say something about yourself that may or may not be true.
Indeed.
Tilly has got to guess whether it is true or not, and if she guesses right, shaving foam goes on your plate. If she gets it wrong, vice versa.
That's not so great.
And we'll build up towards the end, and at the end, hopefully, both of you are getting punished, because that's how we roll.
Imagine
So-
if it's just plain at the end. We'll get there, well get there.
Someone's going to lose.
Someone's got to lose, yeah.
Exactly, that's why we got like 3 or 4 things about yourself. So Tim,
Alright.
tell us something about yourself.
Okay, so I have driven a train.
Oh, that's so believable, to
Nice
be
and simple.
fair. You're like really cool like that though. I feel like that's definitely a
Thank you.
possibility.
Thank you.
Has he done that though?
Or the eye contact.
Staring each other out. What are you going to go with? Truth
I
or
don't know
lie?
whether he's saying it because he knows it's something he's like could do. No, do you know what? I think it's true. I think it's true because you are just too cool not to, you know. It's really awkward if you actually have it now.
Is
That's
it
a
true?
lie.
No
That's a lie.
way! Oh gosh! Why did you choose? Did you know I believe it?
No idea, it just came to me.
Wow.
Should be on your bucket list anyway.
Driving a train is a cool thing to do. Okay.
At the
Yeah.
moment, it's just Tilly getting
Invite me.
punished, so look out. Right,
Okay.
good to you though. This is where your chance to bring it back now. Pick
Okay.
your best fact.
I have travelled to the Philippines.
Oh, what do you reckon?
I can't lie.
That's a long way
With the
off.
Philippines.
I've never been,
Wow.
but that doesn't mean no one
Doesn't
that
mean
you haven't
anyone
been.
else has.
It is a common place.
And it's on its own.
And it's on my
Is
top.
that
Is it? Oh.
CDO, Cagayan de Oro.
Is that a clue? Is it decoy? Wanting? What do you
Oh.
reckon? Who's going to get it?
I think that
Or lie?
is true.
It is a lie. This is a
Oh.
gift from someone that went to the Philippines.
Unlucky.
Yes.
So you're both terrible against
I was
it.
way too happy about that.
What's that, Tim? You got a massive one.
Yeah, that's huge.
I know, I thought it was going to be like a... Oh, lovely. No,
Nah, we're
apparently
going
not.
brutal. That's how we roll. Here on it.
Oh, okay.
Right. Fact or not fact? Number 2. Tim.
Statement number 2.
Mhm.
I once had 20 parrots.
That's also believable. Oh gosh, 20?
20's
Can I
a
ask
lot, though, isn't it?
questions?
20's
Because
a lot.
20 is a lot to hold in one place? Was
Well,
it?
you're allowed maybe one question then. Go
Okay.
on. Be generous. Tim can have a question the next one then.
Where did you keep them?
In the garden.
That's
Ooh, I love
super
that.
vague. I
Love a
think
big
that
answer.
is.
That's good.
Oh, but you're gonna
What
make
are you
it
gonna
vague.
go
Oh, okay. I think that is as much as I want it to be true, I think it's a lie.
That one's true.
Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this.
You guys are so good at this game.
John, you could still. Oh, that looks a bit like an octopus. Look.
Well, maybe that's. Wait.
That's the point. Okay.
So,
Cool.
right,
Oh,
back
my
to you
turn.
now. You guys have done really well. You both got
Okay.
questions,
Okay.
statements wrong.
Okay. My statement is, I have shaken hands with royalty.
Oh, that could be quite broad as well, couldn't it?
That is, I mean, there's a big group of people that come under that umbrella of royalty.
There is. You were right.
Not necessarily British either.
Oh, well, steady on. Seems complicated,
You're
no?
just making it harder, I feel like.
Oh, that's it. That's what I'm here for.
Royalty.
Just to make it harder. What are you thinking, Tim? You
I'm-
want to ask a question?
I mean,
Do you want to use your free question? Since we've got a lifeline.
where was this? Where did it happen?
In Bath.
In Bath.
Oh, I love that.
The
It's big
city.
as well. Yeah, I'd hope so.
You weren't in the bath with...
no, I'm all
Royalty.
in Bath City.
Okay.
What do we reckon, Tim? Has that helped you? Has that made it worse?
Well, I know till you spent time in Bath,
It's believable.
it makes it a little bit more believable.
Come on, Tim. It's about time someone
Let's
got it right.
go true.
It is true.
Yeah.
That's so annoying.
Oh, unlucky.
Yeah, it was Prince Edward, I want to say. It's a weird story because I didn't actually know who he was when I shook his hand. He was in graduation.
Alright.
And then someone afterwards was like, oh my gosh, how did it feel? And I was like, what, shaking his hand? It was like, all right, yeah. And then they were like, no, he's royalty. And I was like, shoot.
Also, after you had the...
So after I had the realization, yeah.
Nice.
That's so annoying.
Right, so I've lost how many we had. We've had
Just the one over here.
just the one over here, and well, we got the three over here.
I'm pretty
so
sure it's 3.
it's not good.
So
It's
give,
not
me,
good
give me
very
one
well.
more chance. He's
Yeah.
got to get a bit more on his plate.
Well then, right. It's Tim's statement.
Okay, so I have cycled from Land's End, bottom of Cornwall, to John O'Groats, top of Scotland.
What do you reckon?
Question in one continuous
Yeah.
bout.
Well, not like non-stop, was it?
No. You have a break overnight.
So annoying 'cause I'm going to get this wrong.
We'll officially declare you like the champ.
You
of-
do like
Yeah.
cycling.
What do you reckon?
I don't know, these are so good. Okay, I'm going to say it's true.
Unfortunately, it is false.
No, come on!
I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it.
And that's it.
Oh,
Unlucky.
can I just have like a bonus and like put one on this thing? Oh my gosh, can we do like a break thing where like if you ask us a question, if we get it wrong, then we swap? No, that's too complicated.
Oh, do you want to
No,
do
it's
that?
fine, no,
You
it's
can
fine. I'll
actually do
accept my
that.
fate. I should probably accept my fate.
You have been pretty poor on this game so far, and this is the final one. Have you got one final
Oh gosh,
statement
okay.
for us? And we may swap it over slightly.
Oh, what? All this hard work.
Additional pressure, that's how we roll.
I
Big
have
massive size.
gone skydiving.
Are we allowing questions though? That's the thing right now. We've already had a question. This is too important to ask.
No questions this time.
Brutal. So, Games Master makes all the rules.
Okay.
Unlucky.
Let's...
What are you thinking?
Oh,
What
well,
are you leaning
I
towards,
don't know why I felt the need to
Oh.
stare into your eyes when I said
I
that,
don't know.
but
This is for
Like-
the win. This is like winning goal. You know, football, like just like at the end. It's
Yeah.
like, that is it. World Cup final.
It's one of those things. Do people want to skydive or bungee jump? And I'm trying to decide. Is Tilly one of those? Which camp is she in?
which one?
Or neither.
Or neither, no. I think she's in. Adventurous? I think yes, she is skydive.
It's actually a lie.
Oh.
I've always wanted to skydive, but I kind of claim my sister's achievement. Chloe, my sister, has skydived, and I went to see it happen. So does that count? No. I mean, no, it doesn't count. No, it doesn't count. No. You can't go back.
Oh, so I think...
That's me.
Whoa! What are you doing?
Wait for it.
Oh no, I was actually joking.
Oh, that's the one.
Oh my god, I was actually joking.
Oh,
Jump for the unlucky.
I'll take it.
Games Master decides the rules. Unlucky.
Okay, do we do it at the same time or what?
I reckon.
Are we playing ourselves, yeah?
Yeah, I'll calm you down. Sorry, due to social distancing, I can't help you out with this as much as I want to. So,
Is it shaving foam or whipped cream so we know whether to get it in our mouths or not?
edible shaving foam.
Edible?
No,
It's a weird request.
just kidding.
Okay.
Right, on my 3, 2, 1, go.
That was stuck in my
Oh,
face.
yes.
Do you know, for a second, I was like, is he going to do it?
Oh, fair
Because
play,
if I
that,
just
yeah.
did it by myself, so
Nice.
it turns out you don't need a lot of shaving cream.
No, so it turns out that's just how it rolls.
Yeah,
so.
can we have some tissue now? Because we've got some things to talk about.
Yes, so you guys have got some things to talk about. I'm going to leave you at that. I'm going to take away the shaving foam, but yeah, good game and
I didn't totally think this through.
good luck. Yes, guys, back to Hannah.
Oh, it's stuck up my nose. It's stuck up your nose.
Yeah, up my nose. I think it's under my eyelid as well.
Absolutely gross. Can I say, I actually have been skydiving and it's actually very relaxing.
Relaxing.
Yeah, it's not like a roller coaster adrenaline rush. You're just like, and then you float, and then the harness gets you, and it's quite tight. But
Oh.
it's good.
Oh. Well, I've always wanted to, so it makes sense. Have I got any more on my face? I might just have to spend the rest of the time with shaving foam on my face. How's that?
Yeah. I mean,
Is it decent?
maybe people like to have something on my face and it's like,
Is it passable?
you need to just this the nose.
Oh, it's the nose.
There you go. Sweet.
Is it passable?
That's good.
Is the important question.
Yeah, you look good.
Okay.
Ah, great.
Cool.
Camera ready.
I'll
Nice.
just spread it across the table, it's fine.
Give us a demonstration on cleaning. No, I'm joking.
And with that, we're going to do a smooth transition into talking about social justice. So we are carrying on just the conversations the guys had last week. If you haven't watched them, go back and watch them. They're incredible. But just listening to their conversation, I was really struck by actually how different we all are. And I think you just look around the world around us in the news and just the amount of issues and injustices that are going on can be quite overwhelming, and just a real encouragement that actually we don't have to play the heroes. Like, we believe God's created us uniquely with unique passions, unique interests, and actually to own that and to own our area, our passion. And actually when we're all working and doing our own little bit in our own areas, like, we see change. And so just want to have a real conversation about that. And I guess the first question I wanted to ask me as well was, do you have a particular moment that, or the biggest impactful moment you had where you saw an injustice and you're like, that's wrong, or that sparked a passion in you? Was there something you saw or a particular moment that sparked a passion for you?
Well, for me, I think I've noticed injustices a lot everywhere. But the moment that it kind of like broke my heart, it was kind of a bittersweet moment. So when I was in university, I joined a group called Just Love, and they're a bunch of Christians who aim to pursue social justice. And so I joined that group, and I went to this church, and as part of that, we kind of did outreach for homeless individuals. And one time, unfortunately, this man, a homeless man, died, and our church held the funeral, and it just brought so many different people into the church, and to see people uniting around this common cause and celebrating this person for all he did was just so powerful. And I think for me, that was the moment where I was like, wow, this is how church should look. This is how it should unite people and bring people together. So it was kind of, it was a bittersweet moment, but it was the moment I was like, wow, this is possible. and we should continue to strive for that, basically.
Like your heart broke, but was filled with hope at the same time.
Yeah, it was.
And I think that's what our reaction should be like. You know, we're no use if we just get consumed by it, but actually it should fire us to action. That's really, really cool. Tim, do you have a moment or a thing that started you on this journey?
I find it really hard to pick a particular moment. I mean, there's lots of, as Tilly said, there's lots of injustices you see in so many different areas. But to really pick one, I find it difficult. But I'm really passionate about nature and looking after the environment. And so, just littering is something that it grinds my gears. Oh my gears.
What is the point? But
yeah, just seeing people throw litter and just the way it just kind of builds up on the floor, and yeah, it's just really frustrating. I used to work with someone, and it was our job to go around and do litter picking, which wasn't a great job, but it made the place look better, so it was alright. And one of my colleagues, he admitted just chucking litter out the car window as he was driving, and it just blows my mind. Like, this is his job to pick it up. Yeah, he's going around adding to the litter. I mean, I just couldn't get my head around that. Yeah.
that is really annoying, especially when, like, did he then go and clean it up? Like, where's the line? I don't know. That's a weird
It's a
one.
weird game if you throw it and then go.
Yeah, drive and then I don't know. I can see why that's very confusing.
Yeah. I think for me it was one that really questioned, like, shook up my judgment of people. I found out, most of you may know, you might not know, that human trafficking is something that it still exists. People are sold into slavery day after day, second after second, and there's more slaves than there's ever been in the world before right now. And it exists around in the UK and around the world. And I actually worked for a charity that worked against human trafficking, and we interviewed this guy, and he was in India, and he said he'd sold his daughter into slavery. And automatically when I heard that, I was like, you're a terrible person. Like, why? How could anyone sell their daughter into slavery? And then he went on to say, he was like, well, what would you have done if I sold my daughter to this brothel? I have 9 other children at home. If I sold her, I could keep my children alive. I could feed them for 2 years. And if I didn't sell her, everyone would die. And it just hit me so hard. I was like, that should not be a choice that anyone has to make. And I think from that moment, I was like, you know, I have no judgment of people when they're in those situations, but actually just how wrong it is.
And off the back of that as well, I think it's like we're like quite privileged in the fact that we don't have to make those decisions.
Yeah.
Like in the environment that we're in, we don't have to make those decisions and choose like the kind of pull between two moral things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think that is hugely impactful, and we're blessed in the sense that we don't have to make those decisions, but we have the opportunity to reach out and be able to help people in those circumstances.
Yeah, but yeah, that's one that, yeah, it was 60 me. But do you, and all 3 of us I think are very different, we're all amazing, but we're very different people. And just to share, like, you know, celebrate our differences, like what is something that you are passionate about right now, or the, you know, the last few weeks, what's something that's grabbed you?
Well, for me, with the whole Black Lives Matter movement being, I don't want to say started because it's been around for a very long time, but kind of being triggered into the spotlight, that's something that's really hit me, and it's made me check my privilege. And once I did that, I was like, shoot, there's a lot of things that I take for granted. And following on from that, I've been reading this book about race and class and how it's very intertwined, and that mentioned the Grenfell Tower tragedy in 2017, and something so visual, I think, in the UK, like epicenter of the UK, is such a visible sign of injustice that we've kind of like forgotten about and moved on from, but that is still an issue. People are still recovering from that. And so I haven't really looked into it much at the moment, but I've been kind of educating myself on race and class inequality, and just looking into the Grenfell Tower incident and how it backtracks up the, I don't know what the word is, but yeah, how it's a broader issue and it's not an isolated incident. And that's something I'm really passionate about, is reaching out to those people and hearing their story. And yeah, there was nothing after that happened.
And I think it's really important not to, you know, if you've just become aware of an issue, like not to feel judged or condemned. I think like God like makes us aware of things that sometimes like at the right time when we have that moment, and just to go with that, and it's like not being ashamed of like, okay, this is a new passion God's given me, but just really listening to that, I don't know, that voice when you get made aware, rather than, you know, it's almost like, what can we do now, rather than, you know, beating ourselves up that we didn't know about these things. Or
yeah, don't like sit in the guilt.
Yeah.
Do some, like take action, listen and act. As the book, yeah, definitely.
Tim.
One thing that's kind of caught my attention over the last few weeks is about like inequalities, I guess, in access to food. And it sounds like something really simple and something that I guess we just take for granted. Like everybody can go to Tesco and buy food, but it's access to healthy food is something that I'm realising there's a big imbalance. I like to cook with fresh fruit and veg, and that's a healthy lifestyle. We're always told, eat lots of veg, that's a healthy lifestyle. But actually, that's quite expensive.
Oh yeah. Loose veg as well is
yeah,
like
absolutely.
really expensive.
And when you talk to people who maybe aren't as well off as myself, they struggle to buy that fruit and veg. They have to buy frozen meals and other things like that, and it's frustrating then because that has a knock-on effect to their health and so much of life. Education is affected by poor nutrition, and if you're not eating right, it affects as well as your concentration. It affects.
It's such a not like domino effect. It's now onto your whole lifestyle.
Yeah, and just kind of learning actually that doesn't just affect people the other side of the world. That affects people in this country, in this city, right, maybe even the end of my street. There's people who are very different in the access that they have to food.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, what about you, Han?
For me, I think I've just been on a bit of a journey with God challenging me of like, I used to be so clued up on like human trafficking and like, you know, the supply, we talk about like food, but the supply chains even in the UK is like there's slavery in our supply chains, so like in rice, in chocolate, in things like mobile phones, makeup, the things we buy. And that used to be such a like thing and that I was on it, and then almost life got in the way and just got distracted, and just went on this real journey with God of like, I don't know, like saying I'm sorry about that and just getting caught up in the business of life, but also coming back to that of like, okay, like, you know, what can I do now? Like, how can I shop better? So really, you know, supporting charities and moving into stuff like that. So being better at that, and actually getting my passion back to fighting slavery, but also like just the stuff on the news about Yemen at the moment, and just, you know, I've in my heart of like the conflict that's been going on there, but how COVID-19 has especially affected like stuff that's going on. Has just been, yeah, like a real impact moment for me at the moment. And so a couple of different things that aren't necessarily like right on the doorstep, but also just, yeah, thinking and praying about like what can I do, like what part can I play. And I think for me, the main thing at the moment to do is like give money, give my time to prayer. I think prayer is so powerful in these things, but also watching like, you know, what am I buying? Am I buying anything that's from a conflict zone, or it's got slavery in the supply chain? Am I actively supporting causes and signing petitions and things like that? Are some of the things I'm trying to do whilst, you know, we live nowhere near Yemen, so while I'm separated. So things like for you guys, like what are you finding that you can do right now?
Yeah, I think there's practical ways that you can help, whether it's on your doorstep or across the world. I think particularly, like you said, like a small thing that we can do in buying is like you said, like maybe just do like 5 minutes more research on a phone that you're going to buy, or maybe like just take a look at the label and see where your food is coming from, and just being more aware of that. For me, I think that has transformed the way that I've shopped. Not to say that I'm perfect and I'm doing everything perfectly, but it takes, it gives you like, I don't know, perspective. And I definitely think educating yourself, so a lot about racial injustice at the moment. There is more information than ever really to learn about what's out there, what are the right things to say, how you come alongside your friends, you know. So there's lots of practical things that you can do as well. And just take a moment to think about what you're doing, I think.
I think for me it's acknowledging the differences and then trying to figure out how I can help to address some of those differences. And it's not just me, some of these solutions are already underway, so that there's local charities who are trying to address things like this, so trying to get involved with some of these people who are addressing access to fruit and vegetables, even within our city.
Yeah. And supporting local businesses, I think,
Absolutely.
is a really good one.
Well, I think you've heard from us about some of the very different things, but amazing things that we are passionate about, and just fighting for social justice. And let us know, like, what kind of things are you guys passionate about? How can we be supporting you in what you're trying to do? You know, drop us a comment below, message us. We'd love to have a conversation and just be a community trying to be better and follow God and where He's calling us. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye guys.
So yeah.